Welcome back to the show, everybody. We are back with another Drive Time match reaction, squeezing the content in for you here at the moment on the upper tier. If you could hit the subscribe button, smash that bell notification, of course, and drop a like on the video, all that good stuff. I tell you folks, winter's coming. I'm going into work and it's dark, I'm coming home and it's dark. It's absolutely crazy, but we'll keep the content going to keep the wheels rolling. Sheffield United 0, Liverpool 2. The goals by Virgil van Dijk and Dominic Szoboszlai. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. What did you think of the game? As I said in the thumbnail, at the moment, with the way things are coming at us thick and fast, it's more a case of points over performance, and it's really about putting those points on the board and staying close to the top of the Premier League and around that title picture and stuff like that is what's absolutely vital at the moment, more so than the performance. I think once we get out of the Palace game and the Union game, I think then it's going to be very evident that it's going to switch the performance, because we're going to be staring down the barrel of Man United, of Arsenal, key games for us in the Premier League that really decide our fate in the title race. And of course, as I've been saying on a number of podcasts, I think it's really going to come down to what we do in the January window, and that's more important now. Unfortunately, Joel Matip looks like he's gone for the season, which means he's probably gone from Liverpool. That's his career at Liverpool probably done at this stage, with a ruptured ACL. Got a feel for the guy and stuff like that. He may potentially get back for maybe one or two of the last games to take part, so we can give him a proper send-off. But knowing how Joel takes time to recover, it tends to be prolonged, like a lot of players in Liverpool for some reason. It's unlikely we'll see him play again, and it's a sad end to a career at Liverpool that was really good for Joel Matip. Obviously it's been blighted a little bit by injuries and stuff like that, and he's missed a good bit of time. But I think in recent years, through our sports science and our medical department and all those kind of things, we've seen a lot more of Joel Matip. And of course, if it is the last time that he played for us, of course we thank him. And Joel Matip, of course, a legend of the club at this stage. But we'll see what happens there and what progresses. We seen last night as well, Alexis McAllister. I was very excited to see Alexis play in that natural role that he used to play at Brighton, that 8 role, instead of being shackled a bit in the 6. But again, tackle going in, picks up a few stitches in the knee, and is now a doubt potentially for the Crystal Palace game coming up this Saturday, which is a bit disappointing. I think the gaffer will probably hold off on him, because we'll need him for the likes of Arsenal and Man United. That's where we really want to see Alexis in that role. And last night I was quite encouraged a bit. Let's talk about some of the positive points that came out, because the performance was quite drab, to be honest. And again, if you look at the 2 goals, on another night VAR chalks them off, and I know I wouldn't chalk them off. I thought Darwin's tackle was excellent. I thought Virgil really didn't do anything in terms of the push on that player and stuff like that. On another night, the push from Kanate and stuff like that could have gone a little bit strange. So we have to be really wary of those things as well. Kind of got off the hook a little bit on the winner against Fulham. Kind of got off the hook a little bit last night. So we just have to be careful. This is the expectation now of what actually happens, 2 really good goals. I love the corner in. Lovely finish by Virgil. Would have been a sickener if it had been chalked off. Dominic took his one lovely as well. Lovely ball in from Darwin Núñez after losing it and then winning it back. Picked him out lovely, and it was kind of going nowhere except the back of the net. Even with the keeper there, it was like an open net, to be honest. But great to see him get a goal as well, Dominic. And I have to say, with Dominic last night as well, we're kind of seeing a little bit more from him last night than we had seen in previous games. There had been a drop off. We mentioned it when I was on Anfield Road TV with Jack and the boys, that he had dropped off, but that's the expectation, because you're not going to keep that level of performance going in your first year in the Premier League, in a brand new team, in a brand new midfield, and operating at the level he was operating at. He's been absolutely brilliant this season, bar those couple of games where there's been a drop off. Virgil van Dijk looking like the monster that he once was. Absolutely brilliant. His reading of the game was on. But I especially said last night that I'm seeing him now talking on the pitch a lot more, embracing that captain's role, marshalling the lads on the pitch and stuff like that, coaching them as to where they should be, all that kind of good stuff. And that's the stuff that wasn't there. That's the stuff that has been missing. and it's very, very encouraging to see that that's back again. So big up Virgil van Dijk, and it's great that he's progressing back to the Virgil that we knew, and we knew it would take time after an injury like that, and then coming back and, you know, being worn out after a quadruple push season and stuff like that. So the drop off last year, you know, the quality just doesn't go away, you know, and it's great to see Virgil back at it. Endo, our little samurai warrior in the team, what a buzzer he is and stuff like that. Picks up the ball in midfield. You know, really nice the way he sort of turns and creates a little bit of space. I like the way he moves the ball in tight positions and stuff like that. Very, very crisp in the passing and the movement. Always makes himself available right across the midfield. And I'm really encouraged to see what he's doing, and I think we can develop that even more. So it's encouraging that we have a 6 in the 6 role. Just a shame McAllister picked up the stitches in the knee. But certainly it's gonna reap benefits, and I think that's what we should be pushing forward with. Obviously Curtis has to come in there and play a role. Harvey has to come in and play a role, and a number of other players, and obviously Stefan and Thiago still to come back. But yeah, really, really encouraged last night. You know, the only thing I would feel is the performance again seemed a little bit lackluster in terms of our energy and our drive, and it just seems a little bit fractured again. We don't seem to have our rhythm, you know. The number of passes last night, kind of short passes and passes not zipped into players and stuff like that. Hence Sheffield were able to come in and pick up a couple of passes off us or tackle us out of balls and all that kind of stuff. And I think we need to look at that, you know. And I'm not too sure whether it's a patience in our build-up instead of the anxiety that we were experiencing to score and put teams to bed, or whether we're going with a more patient approach. And I'm kind of looking at the gaffer on the sideline. I'm trying to figure out where he's coming from and all this and what he's saying. And some of it you can see he's not happy with at all, which leads me to believe it's not something that we're trying to do. It's just something that's evolving. You look at Mo Salah at the moment, he looks absolutely banjoed. He's just wrecked. You can see it in him, like, you know what I mean? He's just, you see the way he's giving away the ball and giving up the ball and stuff like that. It's just soft and it's weak, and it's just pure tiredness. He's just mentally and physically fatigued, and I'm sure like it's weighing heavy on him as well. He wants to get this 200 goal. I'm sure he definitely wants it before the AFCON, and that will definitely happen. There's no doubt about it. And I think once he gets the 200 goal, the boys said it last night, he'll be off and running again. He'll be scoring goals for fun and creating goals. Really, really important. Trent again last night. Decent performance from the lad again. Loved the way he inverts and stuff like that, causing a few problems and stuff like that. Did a couple of times leave us a little bit open at the back. Hence Sheffield United got a number of chances there that Virgil had to deal with. Quavein again, I think his positional sense is really, really good. The only thing I fear a little bit is when you see him when they break through and they have opportunities, when he spreads himself in the goal, he's just simply not as big as Alisson, you know. But in the right places and making those saves when it needs to happen, and that's all we can ask for. We do love Quavein, but he just hasn't got that stature and presence of an Alisson and stuff like that. And look, he's just not as big a guy. It's simply it. So I think when Quavein is closing down and stuff like that, the goal still looks like a big goal and a big target. We just have to be aware of that. Luis Diaz, I still think he can give us a little bit more, but the one thing I was encouraged about last night is that he's now going around the outside. He's now trying to make runs on the outside. He's changing it up a little bit. He's not as obvious in his movements. He's not just cutting in left to right where they can sort of work that out and defend against it. He's going along the outside. He's trying to create stuff. Again, I'd just like him to be just that little bit sharper, you know. But I think that's around the board at the moment with all the players. They could all be just that little bit sharper. But I think at times he just runs the ball out, or, you know, needlessly, you know, gives it up for a free kick or a throw in or something like that. I think he could be a bit more in there in the moment, you know. But still interesting to see what he's doing. It is developing nicely, and I am encouraged, as I said, to see him going more on the outside with his runs as opposed to just checking inside. Really, really important for us. But yeah, you know, rhythm at the moment still seems to be a problem. Tiredness, I'm sure, is catching up with them. You know, and what did you make of Klopp? after the game, post-match, that guy, that Amazon guy, like, you'll hear people today, rival fans and all, going, oh, Klopp, he's so salty and all this kind of thing. He's not being salty. They're absolutely taking the piss out of us at this stage with these half-12 kickoffs. Here we are on a Wednesday night in Sheffield, playing a game. We've got to get back to Liverpool. That's going to be 2 in the morning, as the gaffer said. And then we've got probably double session of training on the Thursday. Friday we'll be heading down to London, probably working on a bit of tactics and stuff like that and all. And then Saturday before lunch we have the game. And this guy wants to have a ha-ha-ha about it. You know what I mean? But then if Klopp has a ha-ha-ha about it, he gets fined or suspended. So I think he made the right point. Don't be making a laugh out of this. This is not a laugh. This is real world. These are real fixtures. You know what I mean? We've a real opportunity now on Saturday to go to Crystal Palace, potentially win there and go top of the league, and put the pressure on City, put the pressure on Arsenal, put the pressure on Aston Villa. But we want to be there at 100%, not at 70%, not at 80%. Now listen, Palace are going through a tough time. But that's no excuse. Palace will show up against Liverpool on Saturday, no doubt about it, and they'll make it way more physical than what Fulham and what Sheffield United did, even though they're in a bad moment at the moment and they're still trying to figure out Crystal Palace post Wilfried Zaha leaving. But they will certainly make it awkward and difficult for us. We've a lot of history with Crystal Palace at Sellers Park. It's not going to be easy. And you know, we're kind of a bit drained at the moment by the looks of things, you know, and that's not an excuse, but we have seen in the past that when the door creaks open for us to step through it and win those 3 points and take that top position and ratchet up that pressure, more often than not we haven't done it, you know, for a number of reasons. So we really need to be on it on Saturday. You know, we need a proper performance put in on Saturday. Be professional. Go out there, put a score on the board, get the 3 points, go top of the league, even if it's only for a number of hours. Just put that pressure in there, sow that seed of doubt in City and Arsenal and Villa, and let's see what happens. But nothing less than 3 points is acceptable, you know. But it was interesting to see the gaffer's reaction. He felt like they were taking the piss out of him, and it was ha ha ha. And you know, Klopp's as good as anyone when he wants a joke and stuff like that. But that's not a joke, that's serious business. We've heard him speak on these half-12 kickoffs. He knows, we knows, rival fans know, they're taking the piss out of us now with these half-12 kickoffs. And they need it sorted. So it's not great, you know. But yeah, just overall thoughts again on Sheffield United. I think there's some positivity to come out there in relation to a number of players. I think we do look a bit lethargic. I think we're slower in our build-up. I think he's trying to take that anxiety maybe out of the team and trying to play against these teams in the lower half and bang a score up real quick and do all those kind of things. Endo looks like he's kind of finding himself now in the 6th role. Dominic looks like he's back with a bit more energy and stuff like that. So roll on Crystal Palace on Saturday and let's see how it goes. Let us know your thoughts down in the comments. Let us know what you thought about the players. You know, let us know what you thought about the performance. You know, again, I put it in the thumbnail. Points over performance at this time of year, as always. But it will change coming into the next 2 weeks. Man United on the horizon, Arsenal on the horizon. We're going to have to be proper at it. And I mean proper at it. So let's see where it goes, folks. But again, if you could, like the video, subscribe to the channel, smash that bell notification button so you know when we go live. We'll probably be live tomorrow. Well, we're live tonight obviously with Thursday Tier Talk at 9 o'clock. Myself and Darren will be going through the Premier League preview, beat the bookie, all the latest news, lots to talk about tonight, so join us for that live. I'll probably do a live tomorrow. We'll do a live for the preview for the Crystal Palace game, big game, so we'll go live on that and we'll get your thoughts on that in the chat as well. And we'll be live on Facebook, X and YouTube, as you know we are now. And yeah, that's it. Keep it going, Reds. That's what we got to do. But let's see, can we ratchet up a bit of a performance as well as the points from Saturday onwards. Talk to you again real soon, folks.